get away from me.
Get away.
If I was you, I watch what you say to me.
What you say?
Snakes all in my bed, wanna lay with me.
Lay with me?
This ain't no motherfucking game, why you play with me?
Hey.
Don't play with me, that's the only thing I love.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Kase Court Podcast. It's your boy Kase, the realest basketball fan alive, and I'm live from Las Vegas, Nevada, West Side. Thank you for tuning in. And today is the second episode where I'm breaking down the fantasy league that I'm in, this 30-team Dynasty league that I joined. Let me give you a little background on what this fantasy league is. Like I said, it's a 30-team Dynasty league, fantasy basketball, 9 categories, just the standard 9 categories. It's hosted on Fantrax. The competition is pretty brutal, you know what I'm saying? We just had our inaugural draft last month over the span of 3 weeks in August. And what I'm doing here is a series of 6 episodes where I'm breaking down pretty much each episode is going to be dedicated to each division, you know what I'm saying? And today I'm going to be analyzing the Central Division. And representing the Central Division, we got Chicago Bulls, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Detroit Pistons, Indiana Pacers, and Milwaukee Bucks. So pretty much I'm just going to be looking at player values, just analyzing the draft, players I like, players I don't like, and pretty much the team that I feel is probably the best and the worst within this division. I'm going to try to keep it short as sweet as possible. I'm not going to go too much into depth, so let's get right into it, all right? So the first team we got is, let's see, the Chicago Bulls. So let me pull that up. There. All right, in Chicago, we got Kyrie Irving, Dennis Smith Jr., Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, Jonas Valanciunas, Grayson Allen, Dante DiVincenzo, Tyler Johnson, Bruno Caboclo, Terrence Ferguson, Alfonso McKinney, and Tristan Thompson. All right, yeah, Tristan Thompson went at a pretty good value for you. I like that pick. Alfonso McKinney, I believe he's going to get a lot of run with Golden State. They might be trying to develop him into their starting small forward, possibly if he could blend in with Curry, Clay, and D'Lo, Draymond, etc. Terrence Ferguson, I feel like he just got a lot of minutes, and I mean, he's not going to give you numbers, and like I say, the fantasy basketball, it's all about the numbers. The opportunity matters, and he gets that, but if you can't get the numbers, the opportunities don't even matter at that point. But, I mean, he's a young guy. I mean, he may produce eventually down the line, but I feel like there's quite a bit of guards in OKC right now, and the fact that Roberson is coming back, I could see Terrence Ferguson falling out of not out of rotation, but out of that big opportunity he was getting last year. Bruno Caboclo, based on Memphis rotation, I don't see him getting a lot of run, but hey, when they hit rock bottom, he might find himself into a big role later in the season. So that's a pretty nice stash. Tyler Johnson with the Phoenix Suns, based on them trading for Ricky Rubio, I don't think that looks good for him, but I mean, overall, he got the talent. I mean, he's in a squad that lacks talent. Well, I mean, they're building. They're in a rebuilding stage. So, I mean, my personally, I think that's a good pick because he might get traded into a better situation. And based on the value he can give you, and the placement that you got him, yeah, he could turn it to a steal. Dante DiVincenzo, he's a nice young player. They like to give him run out there. But based on what I saw, I think I saw a bit of some inconsistency from him last year, but they loved running him, so that could be a nice pick. I like your bench here. You have a pretty you have some decent picks, I guess. Grayson Allen. I think there's a big opportunity for him in Grizzlies to shine. I mean, even starting this year, so he's a young player. The thing is, like, funny with him being so young, I feel like off court issues could hinder his career. I mean, I'm not saying it will, but I'm saying there's potential for that. So keep an eye out for that. Valanciunas, great value at the pick that you got him. I don't know which direction Memphis has got. Well, we know which direction they're rebuilding, but I don't know what direction they're going with Jonas. Are they going to keep him for the long haul, or are they going to move him for some younger pieces and assets? So we'll see how that goes. Draymond Green, he's going to ball out this season for sure. Even as Clay's return, I mean Draymond's role is solidified. No KD, so a lot is going to be running through him. Great pick. As far as dynasty goes, we'll see how long his value will last, but regardless, great pick. Jimmy Butler, yeah, he's a star out in Miami. In a system, the kind of system where he would thrive. I think you got him at a great value here. Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah, I like him as a player. I'll say through within fantasy based on your punt builds, but with New York, I don't know what their rotation is going to look like this upcoming season. We know what kind of wild card they got going on out there. Kyrie Irving, yeah, he should be a monster this season. No KD. As KD returns, he's going to take a hit in usage, obviously, but yeah, I mean that's a nice duo with him and Jimmy Butler and Draymond. Yeah, that's a nice starting five you got over here. Let's see. Let's see how you compare it to the other teams. So next up is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's see. Cleveland Cavs. Okay, we got Corey Joseph, Zach Levine, LeBron James, Marcus Morris, Steven Adams. And on the bench we got Hamidou Diallo, Eric Moore, or Etron Moore. My bad, I said Eric. Etron Moore, David Nwaba, Dion Waiters, Frank Kaminsky, TJ Leaf, Jaleel Okafor, and in IR we got Boogie and Biyombo. Uh, okay, Biyombo, I like his potential with blocks, I guess. But outside of that, I don't know how much he's going to be giving you. I guess it's going to be based on your matchups. You can use him as a block boost. DeMarcus Cousins, we don't know which way his career is going to go, but based on where you got him, that was a pretty good value. But wait. The thing is, I know a lot of people will be down on this pick right now based on the injury, but the talent is still there. You never know. I mean, the kid, if he could still bounce back, he's not even 30 yet. So, well, I mean, don't just. I wouldn't count him out that quick. Jaleel Okafor, nice young talent. In fact, he's in a type of situation where he could help you now. I know they drafted, I believe, Jackson Hayes. And we presume he's gonna play a lot of the major role there. But Jaleel Okafor is still young. He flashed last season, and there's still potential to flash some more in the future. And even hit his prime. I mean, he's still young. Great value right there. TJ Leaf. Yeah, nice future. I would say based on the way Indiana views him, they really like this kid, but I don't see how much of a production he'll be able to give on the court. Frank Kaminsky, he's been such a letdown, but I guess this is the time for him to produce now. If he can't produce in Phoenix, I don't know what's going to go on with him. You're probably going to drop him if he can't produce this season. But this is the opportunity for him to finally step up. Dion Waiters, I'm a fan of him. Um, but overall, as far as longevity, I don't think he's that reliable. But hey, for where you got him in the draft and his potential to flash here and there certain games, great value. David Nwaba, when he gets minutes, he could give you those kind of hustler player, the stock rebound kind of guy. But overall, I don't know how much of an opportunity he's gonna get out there in Brooklyn. They have quite a few wings out there. Etron Moore, similar situation, but he's just a bit older, more of a veteran, so he's probably gonna ball out early in the season, but later in the season as New Orleans starts to go towards the younger legs, I don't know how much he's gonna help you, but I was looking at him based on where you got him, so hey, great value, man, great value. Hamidou Diallo, same thing. I think a lot of people kind of either forgot or slept on him, but based on where this team is sitting right now, he could be looking at a huge opportunity, if not this season or the upcoming season. So great value pick right there. Steven Adams, I like that pick as well. He's we presume he should be stepping up with I would say more rebounds and whatnot if the team is I don't know, but we do see him stepping forward with Paul George and Russell Westbrook off the team, so the usage should be splattered all over the place. And yeah, he should be. That's a fun pick. I like it. Marcus Morris. I would like him better on a contender because then he would be relied on more. As far as New York Knicks, it's like, okay, when you're going to start him, he'll get like 5 minutes, and then when he's on the bench, he's getting like 30 minutes and dropping 30. So I don't know. I'm just off the Knicks as far until they change their coach and their ways and whatnot. I'm kind of off the Knicks as of now, unless it's like deep sleepers. LeBron James. Yeah, basically how the Lakers are currently constructed, they're gonna have to rely on him a lot. So I like this pick. He's gonna have high usage. Um, and you got him pretty late. I wouldn't say late, but you got him at the right time because I think this league did a good job of not picking him too early and not letting him slip too late. So you snatched him right at the right time. He put you in a win now situation, and pairing him with Zach Levine that you have here is that sets you up. That's nice for now, and it also sets you up for a potentially bright future. So I like that duo. Corey Joseph, I guess he's in the starting lineup since Boogie had to go to the IR, but yeah, I guess he's a backup point guard for De'Aaron Fox. But since they're such in a developmental phase, unless there's any injuries, he's probably not going to get a lot of run. But overall, good job in the draft. I think the Boogie injury really hurt your chances as far as like holding a stake in contention. But hey, man, you still have a solid squad here, and you can do some damage. All right, let's see who's next. Detroit Pistons. All right, Detroit Pistons. We got Ja Morant, Fred VanVleet, Stanley Johnson, Jabari Parker, George Niang, Seth Curry, Spencer Dinwiddie, Kobe White, Anthony Bennett. I'm sorry, I just got a fantasy football update. Who's this? Jalen McDaniels. I almost said Josh McDaniels. I'm sorry, I'm not aware. Um, Luka Samanic. Yeah, I like that pick. The Spurs definitely know how to draft in there. There is some space. Like they're looking for a forward. As far as for the future, so that's a great pick. Aaron Baines out in Phoenix. I mean, we don't know what kind of role he's gonna get, but I guess it's a pretty good gamble. Clay Thompson in IR and Kevin Durant in IR. So this definitely puts you in the time frame I say of winning next season. If you didn't have Kevin Durant, you had someone else. Then I would say even with the return of Clay, you could. But if he returns early enough and is good early enough, he would have helped you this season. But since you have Clay and Durant kind of waiting on the side, I will put you more in the frame of this season because of next season because which is pretty smart because Ja Morant, we presume he should be a beast based on the opportunity given to him right now. But basically, as a point guard, it takes some time. Sometimes it takes some time to develop as a point guard, especially when you have such of a passing mentality like he does. So, he can still attack regardless, which even though it's a guard-friendly league. But I like what you did here as far as you didn't put all your stake into Ja Morant this season, but you're pretty banking on him being a beast next season, which I possibly see because I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of JJ really stepping up this season and taking over. Fred VanVleet is pretty nice with all the with all the usage that is available with Kawhi going. Stanley Johnson, I don't know how much how long we're gonna hold on to him. He's one of those, hustle guys that coaches kind of like because they play with effort, but like when us as fans when we're watching, they're not putting up numbers for us in fantasy. So Stanley Johnson, okay. Jabari Parker. I think that's not a bad gamble based on him being with Atlanta, even though they have a chunk of young forwards and whatnot wings that they're trying to try out there. But Jabari can emerge if he plays well enough because he's young enough. Georgia Dieng with Minnesota. I believe they added like Jordan Bell. I think if they didn't add I think they did add somebody. But if Minnesota didn't add another forward and or other guys to their front line, then I would have liked this pick a little bit better. Seth Curry, yes, there's potential for him to get battle with Delon Wright as far as guard minutes go, and also battle with THJ. If Tim Hardaway Jr. is playing a lot of guard, Seth Curry could steal his job possibly. Spencer Dinwiddie, ooh, with Kyrie there, I wonder how that's gonna blend in as far as their games go. So that's an interesting thing to watch out for. Kobe White with Chicago, yeah, we have faith in this kid, but we'll see if he'll step up, especially with the all the point guards they have in Chicago. It's gonna be quite the battle. Um, Anthony Bennett, I mean, I'm a Rockets fan, but I don't know how much he'll do for you in fantasy. But hey, man, you never know. I mean, maybe this was. I remember this was like the last pick or something like that. So whether it was a joke or not, so we'll see. Jalen McDaniels, I'm not even gonna speak on that. But or the fact that it's with Charlotte, hey, there's a lot of opportunity there. So you never know. Salmonage with San Antonio Spurs, yeah, like I said, I like that draft pick. I think you got him at great value, especially since in this draft they were all over the young guys. Salmonage went relatively late, so great value. And that's it. Yeah, as far as Clay goes, like I already spoke on him, how I think he could step up this season, but with Kevin Durant out, I'm big on him bouncing back next season with as him being a perimeter player. So that's great value for you starting next season. So yeah. After Detroit, we got Indiana Pacers. Okay, Pacers. We got Nikhil Alexander Walker, Shea Gildress Alexander. Oh, I'm sorry. Josh Richardson, Dario Saric, Nikola Jokic, Trey Burke, Rodney Hood, Emmanuel Mudiay, Derek White, Matisse Thybulle, Noah Vonleh, Nas Reed, and Reggie Bullock. I like Nas Reed name. That's a dope name. Um, Reggie Bullock. Yeah, that's like I said. I mean, based on where he went, that was actually a good pick. As far as it's New York, so you never know. Some nights he's gonna get like 33 minutes and he's dropping 20. So, if you start him on the right nights, he can give you some pretty decent value. Noah Vonleh with Minnesota. I think there's a huge. Oh yeah, that's my yeah. Last when I was talking about Georgia Dieng, I was talking about them adding Noah Vonleh. I think he's gonna step in and play well beside Cat. So Noah Vonleh, I like that pick right there. Matisse Thybulle, I like his potential as a stocks rebound kind of guy for Philly. They might rely on him as soon as this season because based on what they will need, if they have presumably the best starting lineup, but after that it's a lot of bunch of unproven talent. So a lot of their bench guys have potential to step in. Derek White, yeah, I love that pick. Based on where he went, it's almost like people forgot about Derek White. But based on his game, his ability to give you stocks and just pretty much fill the stat sheet and give you high field goal percentage for his position, like he could give you top 50 value if he's given the opportunity. So that was such a great pick. Emmanuel Mudiay with Utah. I'm not sure how much of a run he's going to get behind Conley. I guess presumably if you're looking at Conley getting hurt, Moutier can step in and get an opportunity. But Utah is pretty deep. They got a lot of pieces out there. I don't know how much Moutier's going to be relied on. Rodney Hood, yeah. Um, I like Rodney Hood as a player. I just don't like how much of an opportunity he's going to have in Portland because they have quite a bit. They have quite a few wings, and they added guys like Mario Hezonja and Kent Bazemore. So it's going to be quite the battle for wing minutes out there. Trey Burke for Philly. Yeah, I would say just grab any of them Philly point guards and see who ends up with the backup point guard job. So we'll see what happens with Trey Burke. Nikola Jokic, we know he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He just fills the stat sheets. Outside of stocks, well, he gives you pretty decent steals for a big man. So yeah. I don't think I have to say too much about Jokic. These top guys, I don't have to say too much. We know what they're gonna do. Dario Saric with Phoenix. Yeah, that's great opportunity in front of him. Great value. I love the pick based on the match that you have with Jokic. That's great. Josh Richardson. Um, yeah, I like his potential as far as the stocks he can give you, and maybe his efficiency might go up with him not having to shoot as much or let's say carry so much of the load as far as being like the leader because he was pretty much the leader out there in Miami. Um, so with him in Philly now, he's like the fourth or fifth option, or well, we'll see. We'll see what kind of role he plays there in Philly. I wasn't big on him as far as where he's at right now, but we all love him as a player. I mean, how can you not love Josh Richardson? Shea Gildress Alexander. Yeah, we definitely see the bright future of this kid. Now currently with CP3, Dennis Smith Jr. Or whatever. I mean, even though those other vets are there right now, Gallinari and all that, they're probably gonna play hard early in the season. I actually think they're gonna be better early in the season than people are kind of seeing. So Shea might not be thrown into the fire as soon as you expect, but hey, we know OKC is probably going to be in a real rebuild mode. They're going to be forced to go into that, and Shea's going to have a monster opportunity in front of him. He's going to be there, presumably. If the team might be built around him, if he could step up. So, Nikhil Alexander Walker, yeah. Based on how the summer went, a lot of people really fell in love with this kid and really think he can get some big minutes, even on the so-called stacked New Orleans Pelicans. But hey, if New Orleans is good enough, maybe Alexander is gonna be a battle for minutes. But hey, just based on his pure talent, and even if because New Orleans might even trade some of these people. So when you're drafting it down at Dynasty, you draft for talent. So I really like this pick in Alexander Walker, and the potential that he can give you. So let's look at the last team, which is the Milwaukee Bucks. So Milwaukee Bucks, we got Devin Booker, Buddy Hield, Larry Nance Jr., excuse me, T.J. Warren, Dwayne Dedman, Tim Hardaway Jr., Savi Makiluk. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. Chris Paul, Thomas Satoransky, Chris Boucher, Jake Layman, and Dwight Howard. Yeah, Dwight Howard. I was definitely looking at him based on my pump build too. He pretty fits my pump build, and yeah, he can give you some monster value playing with the Lakers right now. In fact, anywhere he would have went, he would have gave you some pretty good value. So, I just wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to get out of that Memphis contract, but he was able to, and he's with the Lakers. And hey, he's gonna be in that starting lineup over Dedman. So great pick. Jake Layman with Minnesota. Yep, there's a lot of opportunity out there in Minnesota. Even though Cat and Wiggins are gonna hobble it all, but Jeff Teague isn't reliable as far as being available. So um, I can see Jake Layman having a similar role that he did in Portland. So if injuries occur, he could give you nice value. Chris Boucher, same thing with Kawhi leaving in Toronto. You just jump on them players and you never know where the value is gonna go. So Chris Boucher, nice pick for now just to see how that nice gamble to see how that pans out. Satoransky, same thing, is going to be a position battle in Chicago. So just throwing the dice on him because he's going to have his fair chance of opportunities, and just starting him when he has the opportunity. When he's not, you don't start him. That's just how you're going to play that. Chris Paul, great value based on where he went. Great value to win now, but your overall your team is pretty young. So going on a win now player like that could be questionable, but hey, it could actually pay out for you. And if he's healthy towards the end, you never know what kind of value that'll be. So as far as V, the guard for Detroit. Pretty much any player in Detroit, yeah, there could be potential for opportunity. So um I don't think he's gonna get a lot of opportunity based on they have a lot of guards and wings out there with potential that are pretty young like him, and based on their style, they'll probably roll with the other guys. Tim Hardaway Jr. with Dallas, yes, he's gonna be the starting wing out there. Playing beside Doncic. He didn't look too good last year playing within that system, but hey, maybe with the offseason under his belt, he could integrate pretty well. Dwayne Dedman out in Sacramento. Hmm. Yeah, I guess if I'm not wrong, are we seeing him as the starting center? Or are they finally gonna start that Harry Giles Bagley lineup? So we'll see. Based on actually, we never know. We don't know what Luke Walton will do. We actually don't know unless there's some article that I'm missing. But the Dedman can give you value when he's playing. He's pretty. The team is pretty young, so they might go with other options. So we'll see how that rolls for you. But you got Dwight, so when that happens, you just plug him in. T.J. Warren with Indiana, Matt, great opportunity in front of him, even though he was playing back because in Phoenix he played with Devin Booker. So I don't see the big difference now in playing with Oladipo. And even though they have more talented guards out there in Indiana, it's just a way better system in Indiana. So they that's that he could still give you similar value, even though he's on a way better team right now. Larry Nance Jr., great value based on what he can do as far as stocks and rebounds, and especially if you're punting points. But it seems like you might not be with Buddy and Devin. But yeah, the stuff that Buddy and Devin can't do, Larry Nance will. So that's a great role player pick as far as when the opportunity arises. Whoa, that'll be a great glue guy. Buddy Hield, yeah. Hey, remember when Divock was saying this guy is the next Curry or something like that? It's funny, we all laughed at him, and he's not right, but he's playing better than a lot of us kind of thought after that rookie campaign. I remember during the NCAA tournament, he balled out. So we're not that. If you paid attention to that, you're not that surprised by what he can do and what he possibly can do. So nice picking Buddy out there in Sacramento, and as he develops some chemistry out there with De'Aaron Fox and Bagley, like it, just their roles integrate very well for Buddy to flourish. And last but not least, Devin Booker. Yeah, I even though he won't have the ball in his hands as much and get you those assists, but he'll still give you a decent amount of assists based on his usage. And as far as him scoring and how the team looks today, I feel like the team's construct fits him a bit better with Ricky Rubio. I think Ricky Rubio's IQ as a point guard is going to help Devin Booker become a scorer even better. It's going to help put him in more comfortable positions where he's not going through all them double teams like he was crying over this, in the summer league, like, oh, double team to pick up. So he's playing with Rubio is going to help him a lot. DeAndre Ayton down low is going to prevent a lot of them double teams, and we going to see Devin Booker ball out. So overall, for this team, Milwaukee Bucks, I like the age range of your players. It looks like they could develop at a pretty good rate, as far as Devin Booker, Buddy Hield, and Larry Nance Jr. They're all around the same age. So your championship window should be pretty definite. You shouldn't be jumping around all over the place. And I guess that wraps it up for the 5 teams. Based on that, I would say, yeah, this Bucks team is probably my favorite team in this division, just based on the way he built his window. Because that Chris Paul pick, even though I feel like his team is relatively young, in fantasy, those young players really step up towards the ending of the season. So with Chris Paul and with Buddy, Devin, Larry Nance, TJ Warren, yeah, like that gives you an opportunity to win it now, and you almost have a guaranteed bright future. So I really like the way you built this team right here. As far as the team, I would say I'm probably not feeling as much. I would probably roll with Detroit Pistons. Even though I did compliment you on the fact that you didn't go all in on Ja Morant this season, but you're kind of looking at him potentially breaking out. Let's see, end of this season, or let's say next season. And with Kevin Durant and Clay returning, I just feel that your championship window could be your championship window isn't as big as you would want it to be, but at the same time, like let's say when Ja Morant is starting to get into his prime, you might be in a situation where you're in a total rebuilding scenario. You see what I'm saying with Clay and KD, either at the tail ends of their careers or whatnot. But hey, I mean, you still did a decent job of adding guys like Lucas Salmonich and Kobe White and some other young talent to kind of and Fred VanVleet is relatively young, or very young, not relatively. He's still young to kind of mature with Ja Morant. So it's just how you kind of jumped ship and then went into kind of, instead of going with an all in young team, you kind of jump ship to kind of see, okay, let me see if I can steal a championship within the next 3 to 4 years. So that was quite the gamble. But we'll see if it pays off. Then hey, zip my mouth. My mouth is closed. So I guess that wraps it up for today's episode. So I will end it like this, just like how I always said. This is just my opinion. What it will come down to is injuries and matchups and team builds. So if you make the right trades, your team could improve drastically. If you make the wrong trades, it could hurt you quite a bit. So that's it for today. Thank you for listening to the Kase Court Podcast, where I take a deep dive into NBA topics. But it's your boy Kase, the realest basketball fan alive, and I'm out.
Get away from me. If I was you, I'd watch what you say to me. Snakes all in my bed, wanna lay with me. This ain't no motherfucking game, why you play with me? Don't play with me, this the only thing I love. I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love, I love, 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 love. I love, don't play with me.